Susan B. Anthony,
Lucretia Mott, Elizabeth Stanton,
Lucy Stone,
Alice Paul, Ida B. Wells.
women that walked away from the barriers that boxed them in as housewives, walking towards words, shouted, whispered, murmured, and screamed, with words like blades in a battlefield of male bodies, slashing through the jungles of stereotypes and black lines defining the woman's role, stepping across the line, breathing in independence, embodied with feminine power.
Oh, how they did speak with signs and chants, posters and mantras, bringing women from the kitchen to the streets, all of them stepping across the line, breathing in independence embodied with feminine power, making beautiful grays in a world of sharp shapes, bringing curves to impactful voices, and yes, speaking with painted pink lips.
We do more than gossip, you know. Our words move men, our words move masses.
Speaking with painted pink lips.
Breaking down the barriers to build the beautiful. Battering the foundation that had been established and enforced.
Inspiring change from the rubble
of shattered labels. Since 1791, we've been seen as cheap labor because once we were married, we wouldn't need to work. As if the only reason we needed a job was to sustain us until a man came along. As if our lives stopped to serve him once we started wearing a ring. As if we needed a man to take care of us. Because where would we be without our male counterpart to bring home the dough? And we were unable to perform physically strenuous work to preserve our bodies to bear your children. And we don't deserve high-paying jobs or executive positions to prepare ourselves to leave to bear your children. 54% of employees reported being sexually harassed or assaulted in the workplace. 12% were told their job was on the line. 79% were women. And these incidents are less likely to be reported. Now tell me why. Because women believe that it doesn't make a difference. They'll believe him, they won't believe me. Don't tell me that doesn't matter, because it does. Don't tell me it was a joke. Don't tell me it was a compliment. If you wanted to pay me a compliment, tell me how beautiful my mind is, caress the curves of my intellect with the words whispered in the palm of my hand as you raise it up above our heads and tell me, hell yeah, girl, you got this. Believe it or not, 71% of corporate executives don't recognize assault in the workplace as a cause for concern. How can we support that construct that when you use your freedom of speech, you will still be ignored? Women have the same right as men, according to the Constitution. But then we justify unequal pay or abuse in the workplace?
Let's not forget that sneaky little pay gap. By the time the average woman reaches 60 years old, she will have made $450,000 less than a man in the same exact position. That's like a fancy-ass house, a truckload of chocolate bars, or 10. And hell, I'm not even surprised by it. At my first job, I learned that my less qualified male coworker was making almost twice as much as me.
We've made so much progress towards gender equality, yet that gap still exists. Dominant constraints of a male-run workforce strap down limbs and hold us back. Trust me, our biological makeup does not make us any lesser. If anything, it makes us stronger. We only see change when we use our voices. Freedom of speech was designed for a reason. Women, let's speak, share out and speak through press and lyric, speeches, just speak. We can only go up from here.
The first woman in Congress was funded by her well-connected brother. Not because she was smart, not because the people trusted her, not because the people believed in her, not because the people believed in what Jeanette had to say. Because of her brother, not because of Jeanette Rankin. Jeanette, a pioneer for women's rights, paving the way for congresswomen and women representatives for years to come. Paving the way using her rights, her First Amendment rights. Using her rights to rally supporters on street corners and train stations and at potlucks. Using her rights to vote, to give the woman the vote. But even after Rankin and many other women's rights activists' successes, we haven't complete equality. Only 18.3% of the seats in the U.S. Congress are held by women, leaving us ranked 85th in the world for women representation in legislative positions. 85th? Are you kidding me? Rwanda is the #1 country in the world with 63.9% of their seats being held by women. You go, Rwanda. Worldwide, 21% of legislative positions are held by women, but 4 countries have no women in their legislative positions at all. None. When you zoom out, however, it's easy to see more women serve in political offices than ever before. It's simple to see we're progressing, and it's obvious that this movement wouldn't have progressed, couldn't have progressed without our First Amendment rights, without free speech to rally supporters, without free press to campaign in newspapers, online, or on TV. Without the right to assemble to start the movement for women's rights. Without the First Amendment, all 196 countries would have 0% representation. Then where would we be?
Every day we are told that our image is all we are worth. We are told that we must have a skinny but curvy body shape, big boobs, and a cute butt. What does that even mean? As well as flawless skin, perfect hair, and stunning eyes. Our faces must have makeup, our legs shaven, nails painted, and of course flattering clothing. Why do we have to do all this? Because we are meant to be the flirts. We are meant to be looked at. We are meant to be the eye candy. We are always the damsel in distress, never the hero, but then we are taught to put others before ourselves. This sounds pretty heroic to me. Men are always stronger than us, and it is unattractive when we are stronger. Tell me that wasn't attractive. We're exhorted to have children, yet the government, along with men, feel as though they can tell us what we can do with our bodies. Because we are told that we have to belong to somebody, men believe that we are theirs to control. This is what it's like to be a woman. This is what we deal with every day, and this is not something that we should be ashamed of. These stereotypes do not define us, and every day, women are breaking them by standing up and speaking out against the inequality between men and women.
The following 4 women and 2 corporations demonstrate how people today are using their freedom of speech to campaign for the women's rights movement. CoverGirl.
Girls can't play girls can. Yeah, girls can.
The Always brand.
If somebody else says that running like a girl or kicking like a girl or shooting like a girl is something that you shouldn't be doing, that's their problem. Because if you're still scoring and you're still getting to the ball on time and you're still being first, you're doing it right. Doesn't matter what they say. I mean, yes, I kick like a girl and I swim like a girl and I walk like a girl and I wake up in the morning like a girl because I am a girl. And that is not something that I should be ashamed of. So I'm going to do it anyway.
Emma Watson.
And I think it is right that I am paid the same as my male counterparts. I think it is right that I should be able to make decisions about my own body. It is time that we all perceive gender on a spectrum instead of 2 sets of opposing ideals.
Hillary Clinton.
I do believe it is part of the American mission to ensure that people everywhere, women and men alike, finally have the opportunity to live up to their own God-given potential.
Michelle Obama.
See, too often, without even realizing it, we as women internalize the oppression we face in our societies by believing harmful messages about how we should look and act.
Ellen DeGeneres.
I had a man read the back of the package to me, and it said it's designed to fit a woman's hand. This is all true. I'm not making any of this up. Designed to fit a woman's hand. What does that mean? Like, so when we're taking down dictation from our bosses, we'll feel comfortable and we'll forget we're not getting paid as much? I don't know. I mean, just think over the last 20 years, companies have spent millions of dollars making pills that grow men's hair and fix men's sex lives, and now ladies have a pen.
Women of our world walking towards words, shouted and whispered, murmured and screamed.
Shed light on our wounds, our limitations of the past.
Bandage us with the First Amendment and teach us how to fight.
Through every sentence spoken, our freedom of speech is not a dormant right. Take advantage not of us, but the words that we can utter.
Designed in the Constitution, our freedom of speech.
Built to weather a storm of flying phrases, protests and rallies on top of poetry and lyrics.
Designed in the Constitution, our freedom of speech. Blueprinted for us to make a difference. I'm Marley Gable.
I'm Bryn Joyner.
And I'm Sarah Lawton.
And we approve this message.